Hi everyone, welcome back to Real Future Patty. I'm your host Patty. In today's video, we are going to be talking about President Joe Biden's $25 million fundraiser in New York City at the same time as former President Donald Trump was attending the wake of Jonathan Diller, a NYPD police officer, a married husband, and a father to a 1-year-old boy. He was brutally killed and shot in the stomach in New York City during a routine traffic stop, where the criminal had 21 prior arrests with 9 felonies. President Joe Biden's fundraiser in New York City was 40 miles away from where the wake was held for the police officer. At the fundraiser, he was joined by former President Barack Obama and former President Bill Clinton. Now, the three of them are the perfect trio. You have one married to a transgender man, the other a pedophile, and the other that cheats on his wife. These three presidents are the most corrupt and evil presidents in United States history. Their perfect trio for their weaponization of the government, indoctrination, manipulation, brainwashing, pushing the woke left agenda is truly on another level. They raised $25 million, had woke left Hollywood celebrities supporting them, which of course makes sense considering that they control Hollywood. They had Lizzo perform and talked about none of the issues that they have created, which is crime, illegal immigration, inflation, pushing the LGBTQ agenda in education to little children, homelessness, and how their woke left policies are ruining this country. The reason why this is so important is for people to recognize that you have a current president that doesn't even bother to call the family, doesn't even bother to attend a wake that is 40 miles away from where he is, and a former president makes a donation, personally sees the family, and attends the wake. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room of the woke left saying that President Donald Trump went there for publicity. Let's look at the history of President Trump and during his presidency, where he always has cared about police, law enforcement, firefighters, branches of the military, the Marines, the Army, the Coast Guard, the Navy. He has always supported law enforcement. He has always supported the police. He has always supported the military. And he has made that very clear throughout his entire life, and especially with how New York has a special place in his heart. The important thing to recognize here is that first, the White House would not even say his name when mentioning Jonathan Diller. They blamed the gun instead of the perp that shot and killed the police officer because he was a violent criminal that with the woke left policies supporting crime and failing to prevent violence due to their no cash bail policy and the rules they have on criminals, which is none, doesn't call the family, doesn't attend the wake despite being only 40 miles away from where it was held, goes to a fundraiser surrounded by two evil former presidents with guests from woke Hollywood, celebrities, and dirty money that focuses on everything but what is good for our country. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about why this is so important and what this actually means. The biggest takeaway from this is that you have a police officer that was shot and killed because of your easy on crime policies that do not punish violent offenders and criminals in a woke left cities that are overrun by illegal immigrants, by criminals, by the mob, by the gangs, by the woke left politicians that support this because they're getting paid for it and they do not care about your safety or your life. To them, it doesn't matter who dies because it's not them. They have the luxury of having dirty, corrupt money behind them, protection, law enforcement, private drivers, private planes. They do not live the normal life of an American, which is why they don't care. They think it's not going to affect them that we have millions of illegal immigrants pouring across our border, that crime is out of control. Inflation is through the roof. Homeless people are sleeping on the street. Veterans have no place to go. Drugs are coming through the border. Children are being indoctrinated at schools. The LGBTQ agenda is being pushed onto all people. And they sit in their luxury homes with their luxury cars, with their luxury, dirty, corrupt money, and they think it's not going to affect them. Which actually, when you look back at history, they are wrong, so we can just let them think that. But it is crucial that people wake up and understand they have no value for human life. I mean, we see with abortion, they support abortion from the beginning till the moment of birth and even after. So I guess that makes sense. But they really have no care for human life. This police officer died and his blood is on the hands of this woke left administration, of this federal government, the governmental agencies, the governor of New York, the mayor of the city of New York, work, these people are all responsible. Yet they claim no responsibility for it because your life doesn't matter to them. They don't care that a cop is dead. Look at the fact that a former president goes to the wake of the fallen police officer who has died supporting, protecting, and defending his community from the criminals that the woke left is supporting. And they have nothing to say. Their words are meaningless. They can throw out there, "Oh, we're so sorry to hear that." Really? Clearly you're not, because you are the one that is allowing this behavior. You are the one that are enticing criminals with no punishment. You are the one that is allowing this behavior to be on the streets of New York City. Millions of illegal immigrants are coming where they're getting everything for free. Housing, food, debit cards, cell phones, healthcare, while Americans have to pay for that, and the ones that cannot afford it are sleeping on the streets. They allow criminals to break the law over and over and over again with no punishment. In this case, this criminal had 21 previous arrests. He should have been in prison, and instead he was out on the street driving a car. The officer was killed during a routine traffic stop. Police officers' lives are so important because without them, our society would fail without having safety and protection and care of its own citizens. Police officers wake up every day and risk their lives for all of us. Yet not only Democrats don't appreciate it whatsoever and they want to defund the police, except when something happens, they want to call the police, but their policies on crime created this situation where an amazing police officer has died at such a young age. Now his wife is a widow. His son is going to grow up without a father. The NYPD force doesn't have an amazing officer on it anymore. And these people just continue living their lives like nothing happened. They have no care for it, no appreciation for it, because they do not care about human life and they do not care about your life. You literally have 2 former presidents and 1 current president that has destroyed this country. Bill Clinton, Barack Obama, and Joe Biden have ruined America with their woke left policies. All they care about is millions of illegal immigrants for all of their illegal votes. Inflation to continue increasing so it wipes out the middle class, because then you're either extremely poor, you rely on the government, so everything the government tells you you have to do, or you will not have money to survive, or the elites that make so much money that to them it's irrelevant and they are untouchable. Crime that only impacts normal citizens of this society, where they have protection, they have walls, they have cameras, they have security, they have private drivers, they live in their mansions. So they don't care about crime because they live their lavish life while you live a normal life where you have to go to work, you have to go to school, you have to pay your bills, you have to survive. You are the one that has to navigate in this insane world that they have created. Homeless people cannot afford a place to live, so they're sleeping on the streets, including veterans that have served this country. Illegal immigrants are better taken care of than homeless people, homeless veterans, and even regular Americans at this point. The LGBTQ agenda that's being pushed to confuse the little children from the moment that they're young so they become advocates for the federal government promoting degeneracy, the disrespect of the American flag and having a rainbow flag instead, the lack of God in the society is the reason why this has thrived so well. There's no more God in schools, no more God in household, people do not go to church anymore, and the federal government has weaponized that against you to indoctrinate you, brainwash you, manipulate you with everything that is around you, with making you lazy, with making everything convenient, with social media, with Hollywood, with movies, with having everything in an instant. You are no longer required to work hard for anything because they don't want that. They want you to be sleeping, not be awake, not ever go against them, just be lazy and comply with the federal government. For the last 3 years, this administration has ruined America. If we do not fight back and stop this now, America that we know is no longer going to exist. This country is going to be overrun with illegal immigrants getting everything for free for votes. They will replace Americans in jobs. They're going to overtake your houses, your healthcare. Crime is going to rule the streets. People are going to be homeless, addicted to drugs. People are going to be brainwashed by the LGBTQ agenda. So there are no more female and male relationships, creating children, creating families, which is the biggest threat to the government. There's going to be no chance for business, for making money, for building wealth. They do not want you to have any of that. Think about this. You have 2 former presidents and 1 current president on stage. Why is there 3 of them on there? It is because they are so desperate, because they have been pushing the woke left agenda for 3 years. This country is in ruins. They are pushing their woke left agenda and Bidenomics of how it's thriving when we all know it's a lie. All you have to do is go to the grocery store, look at your wallet, look at your paycheck, look at the life you are living. Nobody is better off than prior to Joe Biden becoming president. And they know that. Yet they manipulate you and gaslight you and feed you lies because they know that the woke left brainwashed leftists do not even understand how the economy works, what history is like, what is actually happening in this country. So they are gaslighting them in hopes that they will never actually read the truth, get to the bottom of information, see what they put into the bills that they are passing, what policies they are writing. And they are succeeding because the woke left Democrat, they do not care, nor they are educated enough. And to be frank, they are actually just that ignorant. They do not care to know the truth and logic because they base everything off of feelings and emotions, and they refuse to accept what is the truth. And the truth is that you have a current president that doesn't care enough to go to the wake of a police officer that died because of him, promoting crime policies of the woke left Democrats that ended up costing a life of this amazing police officer. People that are on the right, people that value life, people that support police officers always appreciate their work. They're putting their lives on the line for us, to serve communities, to protect us, to make sure we are safe. And we have the degenerate woke left Democrats who create policies that, such in this case, cost a life. I urge everyone with this situation to really think about what you're looking at here. You have a former president that goes to the wake of a police officer that died because of the woke left policies that reward criminals and do not punish their behavior. And you have a current president who goes on stage with two former presidents, with Lizzo, with woke Hollywood, talking nonsense and not even bothering with the police officer that they killed. I hope this makes people understand and realize that they do not care about you. They don't care about your life because you are disposable to them. People in this country are dying every day by violent criminals, illegal immigrants, gangs, people addicted to drugs, the stabbings, the lootings, the burnings of buildings, the robberies, theft, shootings. This is all occurring due to mental illness and degeneracy that is promoted by the woke left. And we cannot live in a society like that. To add something on a positive note, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation have announced that they will be paying off the mortgage on the home of Jonathan, his wife, and his baby boy. There also have been other donations. While money isn't everything, I'm so glad that they will not have to worry about that. Of course, money will not replace him, but I hope it offers them a peace of mind where they will not have to worry. Again, I really hope that people see the importance of this scenario where you have a former president, Donald Trump, attending the wake, donating money, and having appreciation for police, law enforcement, and military. While a current president goes on stage with two former presidents, talking nonsense as always, having woke Hollywood celebrities there that they fund, all while not addressing any of the issues that they have created to ruin America. Again, my prayers go out for Jonathan, for his family, for all police officers. Anyone that lives in New York needs to really wake up, because I cannot believe anyone would live in a state and city like that under these conditions. Again, my prayers go out to Jonathan, to his family, and to all the police officers in our country. As always, thank you so much for watching. May God bless you and may God bless America. I will see you in my next episode.